Hello everyone, Ty Wilson here.
Ty Wilson here.
Ty Wilson here.
Ty Wilson here.
Ty Wilson here, the lawyer Georgia Workers Trust.
Ty Wilson, Georgia Workers' Compensation Attorney practicing law in the state of Georgia. And our video topic for today is a question that we got where someone was working light duty, restricted duty. They were let go and they're still on restricted duty, but they were able to find a job within their restrictions. And so their question is, I need to go back to work, but what can I do? I don't want this to mess up my workers' compensation claim. And so the question really is, when are you starting work? And you need to speak specifically, because there's a lot of details that need to be answered about this question, but you need to speak specifically with the Georgia Workers' Compensation Attorney so that they can understand, is it in your best interest to go back to work? Or is it in your best interest to try to resolve the workers' compensation claim depending upon many factors? So reach out immediately to a Georgia workers' compensation lawyer, because it may be in your best interest to say, I'm going to get permanent impairment from my workers' compensation claim, and I'm going to start my new job. Now, there is something interesting in this. They said that they're getting paid less than they got paid before. So how does that come into play? Could they get something called temporary partial disability instead of temporary total disability? Again, another question for a Georgia workers' compensation attorney. But what that means is, if the new pay they're getting from that new job is less than what they were getting weekly from workers' compensation, there is an argument to be made that the insurance company has to come up with 2/3 of the difference. Temporary partial disability gets into the weeds a little bit. There may be better other options. And so that's why you need to exercise your right to speak with the Georgia workers' compensation attorney, see what your options are, possible settlement, possible TPD, possible PPD. There's a lot of different options here, and it's going to really be specific to your situation. References, they don't want to lose their house, understood, completely understand. And workers' compensation doesn't always pay you enough to even make your mortgage payment, much less anything else. And so that is very clear. But you need to speak to a Georgia workers' compensation lawyer, see what your options are, and then weigh out what's best for you and your family. Hopefully that's helpful. We'll see you on the next video.